Hello, people with good taste. Welcome to the second episode of the Deen Log. This time we'll be covering Whytanagashi. I am Des, and I am here with
Spooky horse scam.
Are you spooky horse scam?
What?
Yes.
Spooky. Okay. And this is your friendly neighborhood mushroom.
Indeed. This is gonna have full Higurashi spoilers, and now we're gonna start the episode. So, in Whytanagashi, what happens? First off, we are introduced to a slice of life scene, as all arcs in Higurashi go. They play a little game of cards. We'll get into that. It's solo effort, but anyway.
Man.
In the Deen anime, actually only Keiichi is gifted a doll, which is what? But anyway, Mion had to leave early because she had to go to work. But so Keiichi decides to follow Mion to see where she works at, and then he ends up not kind of stumbling onto the bikes of the local gang, and they of course are very angry, and so they surround Keiichi. But oh no, guess what? You're in fucking Okinomiya, and in Okinomiya there are people who really like to gang up on other people. And that is where we are introduced to Shion, which we will later find out that this is a behavior that Okinomiya and Hinamizawa developed during the dam protests because the whole village had to unite. Throughout the arc, we see that Mion kinda is developing feelings for Keiichi, and Shion likes to tease them for that, and that's essentially how the first half of Whytanagashi goes. But then on the second half, which starts in the Whytanagashi festival, Keiichi decides to go into the ritual tool storehouse with Takano and Shion while Tobitake keeps watch. And inside they are told the dark stories of old Hinamizawa, which at the time was called Onigafuchi. That leads Keiichi into going into paranoia, which is what happens for the second half as other wild shit starts happening. After the night of Whytanagashi, people start disappearing one by one, and the whole village looks for them, but no one finds them because they are missing. But then, Keiichi, who has been speaking with Shion over the phone, they realize that the people who are disappearing are tied to them, and they are all people to whom they have either entered the ritual tool Starhouse with, or people who they have confessed about what they did. And that is when Keiichi realizes, oh shit, I told Rika about what we did. And so they rush over to Rika's house, and we get the famous weather scene where the animation is screaming at the top of their lungs, while the voice actress is kinda doing the opposite. Then eventually, Keiichi is invited into Mion's house. He goes there with Rena, and fortunately, they did not butcher this part of Rena's character, which is when I started really being interested in her character. Mion ends up inviting Keiichi to the Sonosaki underground place, which used to be a disaster shelter. And that's where the wild shit starts happening because, whoa, Shion was trapped in there. And then Keiichi kinda is tortured, except not because
Cut it out.
the police arrives. He's at his house, then she sees Mion outside, goes up to her, they talk for a bit, and then he gets stabbed for some reason. Yay. Oh, also Shion fucking dies from the third floor.
Yeah, I just want to say that. Like, there's something about, like, how Shion's already dead or something. Or, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this last part of the plot summary is a nice transition into the discussion of the characters and the arc. Because Mion's character in this arc essentially is very, very tied to the doll scene at the start. Which begs the question, why did they not adapt the part where... Because, okay, at the end when Keiichi gets stabbed by Mion, the reason he goes outside is not just because he saw Mion, it's because he has been feeling bad for not having
Yeah, he wanted to give the...
given Mion the doll.
Yeah. Okay, so Des, do you want to know something hilarious about it? Okay, I was watching that scene with my roommate who read the Higurashi manga, but we're watching the anime for the first time, and I was just rewatching the anime. So then, when in the ending scene where Keiichi goes out of the door to go see Mion, I was like, why would he go see Mion right now? Like, I was like, didn't he already know that she's like crazy and like there's torture chamber shit.
Yeah.
Like, so like you could say it as like, oh, it's a goodwill on like, oh, like she's my friend, I'm gonna go see her. But then I felt cheated, so I decided to go read a manga. And then they explained there was a scene where doesn't he either win another doll or he gets a doll back from Rena?
No, he buys another doll.
Oh, he buys another doll. So yeah, he buys another doll.
He's bought like 3 dolls. He's bought 2 dolls and one, I believe.
Oh, okay. In the end, I remember I was like reading the manga and they're like, oh, he bought another doll because he was like, oh, this time I'm gonna give it to Mion. So like the reason why he goes out is because he brought the doll with him because he wants to give it to her because he feels extremely bad for the whole situation. And there's actually a really good monologue in that scene in the manga that explains his thought process, which made that scene way more believable and actually emotional than just like, why would this stupid man walk out of his house even though he knows his friend is a crazy torturous person.
Yes. Mushroom, I am glad you went back to read the manga and realized that Keiichi's monologues are amazing.
Yeah,
the one biggest thing that is missing from all I have seen, and I have watched up until the end of Tatari Goroshi, the biggest thing that is missing and that gives the arcs the energy and the vibe they need are Keiichi's monologues. And so I'm glad you know that how important they are.
Yeah, I just don't necessarily know how you would exactly make it into an anime. I feel like I'm trying to think of good animes that have good monologues right now, but like, however, whatever Higurashi did, it was like a really poor choice. And it sucks because I really think people really like this arc, like the second arc, like the Shion arc was one of people's animate favorites. Like, if I wasn't really into the first arc when I got into the anime, like, I really thought it was, like, really mindfuckery when I got to the second arc. It's disappointing for me to think that, like, Higurashi is where people started with Higurashi and people ended with Higurashi. I mean, I kind of did that, so, like, it's honestly disappointing for me. But, like, I know there's so much actually good things about the story.
Yeah. While we're still on his monologues and the vibe of Whytanagashi, my favorite part about Whytanagashi is how Keiichi feels so... What's the word? He heavily regrets having gone into the ritual tool storehouse. Yeah. And throughout the whole of Whytanagashi, you get to see his monologues where he actually feels very bad and he just feels melancholic all day long. Like, the relationship between him and Mion develops so beautifully because he's just like, he just feels so bad and he wants to change what he did and, you know, kind of like fix what he has done. And that last scene with the doll is so good because of that. And so it's just like, meh, it's not in the anime. Like, god damn it.
They literally took like the most important, what they thought was the most important scenes and then stuck together and made an anime out of it. Like,
yeah, they condensed the first third of Whytanagashi into the first episode of this arc for some reason. Like, I think the pacing for the second half of the story is fine, but like the pacing for the first half, where before the event of Whytanagashi, is very weirdly paced because they cut a lot out of it.
Okay, Harskem, do you know why the second half of the story is more well paced? Maybe it's because 1/3 of all of Higurashi anime is the first half of the VN. They have the second part of the story has twice the amount of episodes.
Yeah, that actually cracks me the fuck up to think about it, because it never made sense to me that even though it's called Higurashi Kai, you get answer arcs in the first season.
Yeah, I didn't know that up until we started doing this.
Like Whytanagashi's question arc happens literally right after Himatsubishi. Yeah, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's like episode 16.
Yeah,
that's when Miyakashi starts.
I actually think that's, despite of everything I think about the anime, I think that's actually a great idea, because the reason why I think that's a great idea is that I'm not sure. I guess, like, as a VN reader, you probably wouldn't agree that, but like, I think when you're watching an anime, like, being too confused for too long is not that fun. Like, if
Yeah.
you don't, like, if you just, like, if you didn't expect that, especially if you're an anime watcher. So I actually like the fact that, like, answer arcs, were given so much more time and so much more fleshed out, in the anime version. Like, so proportion-wise, it makes sense. Like, as in, like, at least everybody, like, at least the answer arc got more of its justice than question arc, which I think would have just like it's a better thing.
I think I'm gonna say a hot take.
Okay, hot take.
I don't know. You be the judges of that. I would rather they cut an arc, like let's say
Matsubushi?
Miyakashi, and gave more episodes to the question arcs.
I think, why cut Miyakashi? Miyakashi's a kind of important arc.
Yeah, it is important, but like out of all of them, I think it's the least important.
But they did give a lot of episodes to Miyakashi. They gave like 6 episodes to it, and like 4 to Sumihoroboshi for some reason.
Okay, let me reiterate, because I had forgotten Miyakashi had the whole plotline between Shion and Satoshi. So, and yeah, okay, no, actually, just cut the extra arc they put in Kai, and give more time to the question arcs.
Yeah.
I also, on another note, out of everybody in Higurashi that I thought their characters were consistent and also extremely well built is Rena. Rena's the only character that the anime didn't fuck up.
No,
Yes.
that is correct.
That's my personal take. Like, I fucking hated Keiichi from beginning all the way up to Kai. I only start liking him in Kai, in the anime Kai. I didn't understand what was going on with Mion because her characters are like, I mean, I like it, but I also think it's just so poorly told in the way that, like, I understand she's like a tough girl, like she speaks like a guy, but she also has she also has feminine sides of her that she doesn't want to be overlooked, and she kind of feels super offended that Keiichi doesn't see her as a woman, like, or as a like, she basically got friend zoned at the moment. Like, that's like the whole point of like the whole point of like Whytanagashi. But like, it just doesn't communicate that well, because you basically spend zero time, like not enough time with her in the first arc for you to make sense of why this would make her jealous. Like in the anime. That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. I wouldn't say... I mean, I haven't watched the whole thing, right? I've only watched up until Tatari Goroshi, so I may be wrong on this, because I don't know what goes on in Miyakashi. But from Whytanagashi alone, I would say it isn't that different from the VN. Just that part specifically, Mion and Keiichi.
Mion is not really developed in the VN until about the answer arcs, because
Okay.
most of her development in the original was not for Mion, and thanks
for
to
Shion.
Miyakashi.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
but Miyakashi isn't Shion only. Miyakashi also Miyakashi is the arc where we get to see Mion's other side. So yeah,
Yes.
Miyakashi isn't just Shion.
Miyakashi and Sumihoroboshi are where we see more of Mion.
That's really funny to think about it. For Shion to get way more interesting screen time in a way than Mion does, in a way. Like, I guess, like, we could talk about this eventually, about, like, character distribution, like, time distribution to each character, and I feel like Mion might lose against Shion for how much, like, time that, like, it's delegated to her. But anyway, I think Rika's characteristic is, like, absolute non-existent until the midpoint twist where you're like, and she's the main character of the story, or something.
Yeah, but isn't that the point?
Yes, that's very true. That is the point. I mean, I think the anime does an okay job with that, but, like, Satoko's, I guess, I don't know if other people agree with this, but I feel like anime Satoko is just so bad. Like, she's so unlikable, and I know everybody. Okay, I have you seen how much anime version have you seen?
I have only seen the first 2 arcs.
What about you, Des?
I have finished Tatari Goroshi.
Okay, yeah, I hate Tatari Goroshi in the anime.
I can understand why. I can definitely understand.
Like, do you remember when I watched the anime Tatakari Goroshi and I immediately go on to Discord and I was like, this fucking sucks? And then both you and
Yeah.
Anna was like, what? And I'm like, it's fucking sucks. Like Keiichi's a fucking idiot. Like, Satsuko is at the brattiest that she could ever possibly be and is just
I'm
losing
so
her
excited to get there.
fucking...
Yeah. We'll get onto that on the next episode. but
Anyway.
God fucking damn it.
Okay. So what else do we... So after that, characterization for this arc.
Rena is probably the only other character. No, there's Rika, but Rika's just Rika. There's nothing really anything interesting about Rika in this arc.
No. I think Rena is very, very well done in this arc. I personally think.
This arc, like, in the original, and, like, even if I just watched the anime, I still would, like, I really like Rena.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I didn't feel that strongly about Rena because of Onikakushi. Because, like, oh, that was because it's just the way it's presented that arc. But, like, this arc really made me like Rena because of that whole scene with the soy sauce.
Yeah, it's a great...
Yeah.
It was like that she be able to fucking figure that out. Though she did do something stupid and let Keiichi go alone.
I mean, that was her being respectful, I think.
Yeah, but, like, she should have known, hey, Mion's a fucking murder psycho.
Or
She
she
just killed Satoko and...
Yeah.
That is fair.
She just killed Rika and Satoko. Yeah, let's just send one dude just with her to her murder dungeon.
Wait, I don't remember. Does Rena confront Keiichi about the whole doll situation in question arc or answer arc?
Honestly, I don't remember.
About the whole doll that... she does bring it up in the anime, but, like, that's, like, really early on the story, and, like, beginning of episode 2. But, like,
Okay.
I don't remember it in the VN at all, because it's not important. Because that's something Keiichi realizes himself, not what Rena.
I see. Well, yeah, because I feel like in the anime, Keiichi really has to get everything pointed out to him. That's what I mean by, like, I didn't like Keiichi as a character. He was just so fucking, like, weird. And...
Yeah, because they just cut his thought process entirely.
Yeah, like, basically everything, he's like, oh, I didn't know women have feelings. Fucking psych. Like, I don't know. It was just really weird for me. I just really didn't get it.
Yeah, half of Keiichi's character is the monologue. So when you cut that out and just have and just have his actions not being justified by his monologues to where you can understand where he's coming from, it's just like, man, what you doing? Especially in Tatari Goroshi. But once again, next episode.
Yeah, I'm assuming they'll probably cut out the whole 100-second monologue thing.
Yeah, that's not there. That's not there.
Hey, we're not there.
Okay, yeah, okay. Going back to Whytanagashi. My thoughts on Rin in Whytanagashi is... So, when I was first reading Higurashi, in Onikakushi, I didn't really like Rena. She was just like, eh. But then in Whytanagashi, that's when I started being interested in her character. Not only because of the soy sauce scene. Man, what a tongue twister. Soy sauce scene. But also because of the way she confronts Mion when she goes in there with Keiichi. So I really like that. Mm-hmm. And I really like that the anime didn't butcher that at all. It's I wouldn't say perfect, but it's pretty good.
It gets all the spiritual stuff in, I think. It makes her really cool.
Also, Satoko was just in this arc. She had, like, 3 lines that I remember.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say about Rena as well. Like, Rena has almost no lines on this arc, so it would be pretty hard to butcher that.
The only line I wrote of Satoko that I remember was during one episode where I wrote, Satoko and Rika were talking to Keiichi, and Rika said, when I grow up, I'm going to be something amazing. And Satoko said, when I grow up, I'm going to be an elegant woman that everybody admires. And I found that really funny. I don't know.
That's so funny.
Rika just saying, oh yeah, I'm going to turn into a fucking Birkenstill. Satoko's like, I'm just going to fucking be the opposite.
That's so...
I'm gonna get my own show when I grow up.
Exactly. I just... My idea of, like... I know this is veering into, like, Ghost to territory, and I never got to sit on any of the Go episodes because I chose not to. But, so, Go spoilers. But it's honestly hilarious to me that in my imagination, Rika, if anime Rika lived through all of anime Higurashi, and in the end her decision was like, you know what, fuck it, I don't want to hang out with any of these people anymore.
Yes.
I think that makes sense. That's a logical conclusion. It's just not Well executed.
Yeah, like, because I feel like everybody else on the log, on the Go log was very like, VN, like, how dare they, like, ruin the VN version of Higurashi. And I'm just sitting here being like, wow, you know what? Watching Higurashi anime and then watching Higurashi Go, honestly, not that big of a fucking difference. Not that big of a fucking difference, but, like, you know what? It makes sense to me, kinda. Like, you know, I would also fucking hate everybody if, like, all of my, like, childhood friends were, like, kind of fun, but also extremely toxic. And, like, maybe I just want to, like, because, like, even though they have good things, like, they're also crazy. And if I lived through, like, 100 loops to watch them, like, or, like, 100 years of watching them do shitty-ass things, I would probably be like, you know what? It was a great run, guys. I love you all. Peace.
Mushroom, you just made me reach the biggest conclusion, the biggest plot twist with my character, Dessa's character.
Okay.
I have to admit, Higurashi Deen is the best version of Higurashi, the most faithful. And this is why. You know, so I've been complaining about how Deen Higurashi has no monologues. But that's Rika's POV. Rika isn't inside the character's head, so of course she would only see them doing these stupid actions
Oh my
with
god!
no justification.
We should call Higurashi Deen logs are just it's such a Rika Let's Plays Higurashi, which is like like it's like POV, you are Rika and you hate these fucking people. It's just like
hate this piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, like, when you watch Tatarigoroshi, like, Rika's just like, God, Keiichi, you're a fucking idiot. And that's why she portrays, like, Keiichi so poorly in the Deen anime, because she like, immediately saw him, you're like, you fucked up, I'm not gonna help you.
Deen.
Alright, let's move on to the structure of the story.
Oh, structure of the story.
Wait. I still have things about characters. It's really quick.
Jesus.
Just one thing.
Is it about Takano? Because Takano was barely in this arc.
No, it's not Takano. Although, I gotta say, I don't know how Deen anime does it, but Takano always looks so in model. She always looks like some characters sometimes have big as fucking heads and small limbs, and then their eyes are all fucking weird. But Takano is always in model. I don't know how, but...
Yeah, because, like, that scene when, like, there was a scene in that when Keiichi meets Takano and Tomitake, Shion in that scene looks fucking hilarious. It's just the way that she's standing. It's just fucking stupid. I should screenshot that. After we do the episode and send it to you.
Okay.
I'll do
Okay.
it later.
Okay, I'll look at whatever you send me and see if it's a better screenshot than what I have for the thumbnail. So...
Okay, I will also have to say this other thing. Since we're gonna move on to talk about structure soon, I want to mention that I am not sure how I feel about the Higurashi anime and how they basically show you like a tiny teaser of what kind of horrible, gruesome death it is to come, and it never ceased to crack me up that for Whytanagashi, the tiny teaser is the part where Rika stabs her throat with the fucking knife on the wall over and over again, even though that shot doesn't happen in that arc. It happens in the question arc version of it. I think it's the funniest false advertisement I have ever seen. Like, it is just hilarious to me.
I was talking with Horsecam before we started the episode precisely about that. We were like, yo, when I started Whytanagashi, I thought I had opened the wrong episode.
Yeah, it's really confusing. I mean, I like it. I kind of like it. I think it's pretty interesting. Like, I feel like if you are a self-proclaimed, I want to be a smart person, internet person, you might be like, oh, whoever's making this anime is giving me tiny hints. I mean, I still think when, like, there's a lot of, like, self-proclaimed smart people who loved Higurashi anime because they think it presented them an interesting mystery that gave them enough pieces to solve. I'm not gonna steal that away from them. Like, I know them. I was one of them. Like, it's fine. Like, it's cringe anyway. Just let them like it. Like, it's just so bad comparison to the original VN, I feel. Or, like, even to the manga. I feel like the manga does a better job explaining parts. And the manga's really fast to read. Like, it's, like, super easy.
Really?
Like, you could read, like, all of the manga probably in an afternoon.
So that's how Kirby did it.
Did Kirby do that?
Yeah, you read it in about a week.
So yeah, before we move on to structure, the one thing I wanted to mention is Keiichi's phone calls with Shion, because those are so interesting in the VN. I like at the time I was reading, I was doing a diary, a diary, and so like I wrote like 3 pages just on my thoughts on their conversations, because it gives you such good insight into how they feel about everything going on. And also the way Keiichi, because Keiichi starts getting, I don't want to say excited, but he starts getting very hot-headed on the phone, because he's like, yo, no, you were the one who told me to go in there. I didn't want to go in there. Like, I don't want to die. Like, that wasn't my idea, yo. And so, like, then Shion just slams the phone. And that's another thing that gets him to feel very regretful about his actions. And that's just one example of the greatness of character interactions that there are in those phone calls. If we ever do a Higurashi VN book club, I'm gonna love tearing those phone calls apart, because they are so interesting. And it's just a shame the anime doesn't have that vibe as well, because it's honestly some of my favorite scenes from the VN.
You just don't have that much time. Like, how would you even make a Higurashi anime that would be fateful? Like, how would you make, how many episodes would you give to Question Arc?
Just the question arcs?
For, no, not Question Arc, sorry, Whytanagashi.
5 or 6.
Well, right now we only have fucking 4 episodes, so, you know, how many
Yeah, I would give it a little bit more.
Yeah, I know it's an impossible dream to have. I know that.
Well, I don't think it's I'm just like, I'm literally sitting here thinking about, like, what anime do I like that has good monologues and shit? Or, like, things that, like, I genuinely think... Okay, this is gonna be me saying an anime recommendation. The only anime that I thought... It's originally a novel, and then it got adapted into an anime. And I think the anime version is better than the novel version. It's Tatami Galaxy. And the only reason why it's really, really, really good is because there's literally only 4 characters, or maybe like 5, and you do follow the main character's like personal inner dialogue, and he speaks incredibly fast. And it's only 12 episodes, and that's like the only I'm not even joking. Like, Des, if you had to watch this anime, you have to literally, like, read the subtitles really, really fast, because I don't think you can even keep up.
I'll have to watch the anime in 0.5 speed. You don't know how slow I read.
Yeah, because, like, it's honestly the only anime I can think of the top of my head that I'm like, oh, that anime has better inner monologue. Because, like, there's chunks of the anime where he just, like, talks to himself, and he just has, like, full-on conversations in his mind, and about all the tangents and all the thoughts that he has about random stuff, like anything. He complains about the cake, and then he talks about how the cake is, like, either, like, the weird texture, like, moist or not moist, and then, like, it's really, really weird.
It's moist.
Like, I'm not even joking. Like, if you think I'm joking about this, like, I'm not. Like, and then, or, like, he spends, like, in his mind, like, there's a whole chunk about how he debates about, like, this girl he likes, and he's talking to his quote-unquote Johnny, because it's like a penis, get it? Anyway, so, like, the point of the story is, good inner monologue type shit could only be done if your character speaks incredibly fast, or you just spend a lot of time in the character's mind. I'm not sure how would you be able to do it for, like, Higurashi without, like...
Well, there's ways to show people's thought processes without having a bunch of inner monologues. It's just that you need to have someone, like, a director to do that.
Yeah,
especially,
exactly. Like, show, don't tell. Like, exactly.
Yeah. That's what, like, how people adapt books into movies is, like, they have to think carefully how they're gonna do, like, the thought process.
I think I have the solution to this, which has actually already been executed. So here's the thing. Do you know how musicals usually have the songs displaying the character's thoughts? Do you think the Higurashi musical is a better adaptation than the anime? Because of that.
I mean, I have never seen a Higurashi musical. Horsecam, have you?
No. I've never even thought there was a Higurashi musical.
Wait, you didn't know?
No.
Oh my god, I don't remember the full details, but, like, one of the first episodes we recorded on the pod, the one I always say is never gonna come out. We actually found out that there's a Higurashi musical. Right after we found out that Higurashi was originally a play and not a VN.
Was it?
Yeah, Higurashi was supposed to be a play, a stage play that Ryukishi wrote.
That's cute.
Well, I do know there was a play of Higurashi.
No, there's also a musical.
Post-recording Des here, coming to deliver into the answer arc of this discussion. Once again, my memory failed me very hard, and no, there is not a Higurashi musical, only a stage play, which was Ryukishi's original idea before his brother suggested, hey, maybe we should make this a game, and so they did. Back to the episode.
I know we haven't talked about any of the anime, like the animation of the anime stuff. I wanted to say, like, did you guys like all of the screaming crazy face like stuff in the anime? Like,
Oh,
No.
I love that. I love
I hate
those
it.
scenes.
well,
I love
okay,
them.
good. Like, okay, let's talk about why you love and hate it. Des, why you love it?
Okay, the reason I love them, okay, two different reasons. The first one is because they're genuinely funny. I like seeing these characters just doing exaggerated faces, and it's also great meme potential. So cool.
Yo, it's so bad that you love it.
No. Okay, the exaggerated scenes are unironically good. I like them, and also because it's the only thing giving a bit of enjoyment to the slice of life scenes. Because God fucking damn it, they are so anticlimactic on the anime. There's no music, there's no stakes. Because even okay, what are these club activities? In the VN there are stakes. You feel pressure on the fucking club activities. You're like, who the fuck's gonna win this? How is Keiichi gonna win this? But then on the anime it's just like, oh, okay, cards, okay, hello, am I watching an anime? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, there's just no action there, no emotion, no stakes. I'm watching this slice of life since the club activities, and I'm like, when does this end? And then these fucking exaggerated scenes are the only thing breaking the monotony. And so I really appreciate them.
Oh, like even well, what about the really face exaggeration scenes in the killing moments? Do you like them or no?
No. No. Okay, that's one thing I have been unable to not notice in this anime is that it definitely goes from 0 to 1,000. Like, you have zero emotion and effort put into the regular scenes, but then when it's a murder scene, the anime is just like, you know what? Let's just put everything here. Sound effects, fucking expressions, everything. Let's just go ham on this.
I have no idea. Like, the animation is so weird. Like, I put in my notes that the animation is so 2006. Like, I can't even, like, describe how the anime is 2006. It's just...
No. I could feel it. I it's like Tokyo Mew Mew. It's like, it's very like Shugukata. It's not even Shugukata. Like, it's even earlier animation style. Like, 2006, there was actually very modern looking animes that are coming out. Like, but meanwhile, like, Higurashi here looks like it just like excavated from like 1996. Like, XXX Holic came out in 2006. Like the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya came out in 2006. Like, 2006. Cold Geass came out in 2006. Like, think about what those...
like, okay, you know what? Here's a better comparison. This is, like... I said this to Des before we started recording. Like, I feel like Higurashi is just a children's anime, but, like, they just forgot, oh, right, this isn't a children's... this is not supposed to be a children's show. Even the dub, like, because I watched the dub actors sound like voice actors I would hear on, like, fucking Bakugan or Beyblade. It's like, oh... It's so weird.
Whoa, Mion, you want this doll?
So you don't like the very, like, extreme jump between, like, oh, like, kinda ugly cute to, like, very scary ugly?
It's not the jump that bothers me.
It's not that jump.
Yeah, it's not the jump. It's just how low effort they go into the normal scenes and how extra they go to the others.
Yeah, the transitions in the show are fucking hilarious to me. Like,
I mean,
the transition
I think they're
from,
kind
like,
of fun. I find them hilarious.
to Angelmore after the scene was like boop 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 as they zoom in on the Angelmore sign.
Yeah.
It felt like a comedy. It's like do.
Yeah, that's like the signature Higurashi Deen transition. It's like poof, 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 as they zoom in 3 times with the fucking stupidest sound effect you would catch on a YouTube poop.
It's
So
like,
funny.
it's fucking hilarious. It's like I would never. It's like I would never, because I've never seen any translation like that, except in some old comedy, like old sitcoms.
Yeah, because it's so noticeable and they do it so many times, it becomes funnier the more times you see it. Instead of, Mushroom, when you watched this for the first time, did that, actually impact you, or did you also find it kind of goofy?
No, I thought it was kind of scary, but I was also, 11.
Okay.
I think I actually genuinely did find Higurashi scary. When I first watched Higurashi, I thought it did a pretty good job to me back in... I wasn't even 11. Was I 12? 13?
16?
2011. Sorry, I'm not 16 when I watched this. It was 2011. I remember watching it, and I just remember it being I think Higurashi was one of those anime that I actually liked a lot, that I stayed up all night to watch it. So, I watched 2 seasons of Higurashi probably in a whole day, I think. I literally started probably in the afternoon and then watched all the way until 8 o'clock in the morning. Because when you're a child, you have no concept of time.
I know, I get that, because I watched Clannad. I watched all episode of Clannad as a kid in less than a day.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, Clannad was also the type of thing. Yeah, but I remember feeling super chilled after finished watching Higurashi, because I think, just like I said in the last episode, despite of the fact that even if you think it's, really poorly adapted, all of the skeleton, the literally zero meat skeleton of Ryukishi's amazing, setups are still there. So it, still really fucked with my mind, and, it's just, and it fucks with your perception. And I think, all of that is still communicated with me. So, and yeah, I mean... I don't like looking at people's fingernails getting torn off in any shape of media. Not in VN form, not in anime, and not in movies, or even in real life.
Wow.
I mean, I don't think it would, to me, I feel it, it's visceral, it's gonna fuck with my brain no matter how you cut it, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, I have an hypothetical scenario.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
So,
hypothetical scenario now.
so let's say the Deen Higurashi was remade, not remade, it didn't ever come out, and it would come out now, but with today's animation, with today's style and all of that. Do you think it would be as successful as it was back then?
So basically, if Go was an actual remake...
Yeah, if Go was an actual remake and the original Higurashi never existed.
I would think it'd still work. I would think.
This is my thoughts on this. I think it will work, but not as successful as Deen anime. That's my take. What's your take, Horse Cam? I'll listen to your take first, and then I will present my thoughts on it.
Okay, I think it's still. I think it would still work, because it's even looking at Go, people are checking out Go because of all that stuff, but that's because of the original and the VN. Because at that point, I don't know how popular the VN in itself is, just by itself is, without the Deen anime. But I think it would still be successful, because even then, Higurashi's still a decent enough story to still not have a bunch of critics. The only problem with if it released now is people are gonna criticize the hell of it and say that they hate it so much because it's the modern day of the internet. Higurashi came out in a weird point of the internet where it was anime in the US specifically was starting to become more and more popular in the internet, because there wasn't really a whole lot of anime coming out in the West then.
I mean, I think that's kind of funny for you to say that, because I actually Horsecam, I have some thoughts on that, what you just said. So I grew up with the internet in the way that basically when I was a kid, my parents were like, there's no television in this household, but here, have a computer, go entertain yourself on the computers. Both of my parents are engineers. That's how it ended up being. We had 5 computers in the house even though we only had 3 people. Like, it's like that kind of stuff. So I basically grew up with the internet, and I don't think Higurashi, if anime was made nowadays, will be as popular or as influential as Deen anime was back in 2006, because, well, I would agree from, like, Horsecan's point of view of, like, in America, there's not a lot of anime, but, like, not a lot of people talk about anime, but, like, in Asian countries, like, anime was all the rage. And also, like, American people have a very, I don't know why I say American people. Western people have a very full sense of justice that they believe they couldn't pirate anything. While, like, literally every single person pirated watch any anime they can possibly watch. Like, I'm currently looking at, like, top 20 gore anime that would haunt your nightmares right now, like, as a list. And I'm pretty sure I'm not even joking, but, like, as a person, as a tiny child of mine, I was like, hell yeah, I will watch every single anime on this list. Like, that was just me. And the thing is like, there's a lot more anime that features children getting, like, brutally fucked by the world nowadays than there is back in, like, 2006. Like, Higurashi was like very famous because it was shocking. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it was like really fucked up. That's why people really liked it. Like, there's like 25 animes on this list. Like, Another came out 2012. It was still like a big deal, but like it wasn't as big as a deal as like Higurashi, even though I think Another anime is actually extremely entertaining and does also a really good job with, like, non-mystery, like supernatural mystery type. I mean, like, Attack on Titan, like all of these are very, like even, okay, like, for example, Blood Sea.
I mean, but Attack on Titan wouldn't come out until many years later.
No, well, I mean, Attack on Titan came out 2011. I'm just saying, like, this is like pre-2012, like, anime. So, like, what I'm trying to say,
Okay.
like, or like around
Okay,
2012. Like, that's what I mean. Like, all of these animes still came after Higurashi, like, Higurashi came out. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what I'm saying is that, like,
Yes.
if Higurashi basically came out in nowadays, people already seen children dying. Like, there's other animes about that subject.
Yes.
Like, Blood
Yeah.
Sea is not even good, but people watch it because it has amazing gore in it. Like,
People watch the clips, not the anime.
have you seen Blood Sea, Horsecam?
No, I've not. I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody heard of it. I was.
I have.
You have? Okay.
How?
Like, it was one of the first anime I was presented.
Really? It's so bad. It literally makes zero sense.
I didn't watch it. It's just that the clips were all over the Facebook groups I was in.
Exactly. Like, people just watch, like people got into watching Higurashi because of clips. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this laughing Shion clip. Like, even like Mirai Nikki, like Future Diary came out 2011 or 12. Like, that also became extremely popular.
Yeah, it was 12.
Yeah, like, do you know what I mean? Like, none of these are actually good. Or Elfen Lied, which is actually bad. Fuck everybody out there who put this as their favorite anime. If you think Elfen Lied is good, you're wrong. Come and fight me in the comment section, because I've
never
fight
seen
you.
it.
It's not
It's been
good.
on my list for like years, and I was like, I'll watch it eventually.
You should watch it so that you could tell me how bad it is, because it's bad. Oh, yeah, Elfen Lied came out in 2005. So that's the only anime that I could think of that's currently on this list that's, like, that basically rivals, like, the Higurashi, like, gore level. Because the thing is, like, that's why people love Elfen Lied, because they were like, this is 2005, and you just watched a naked titty lady fucking brutally explode these man's heads, and then now there's blood everywhere. Like, of course you think it's good and you remember it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Shock factor
yeah.
goes a long way.
Definitely the old anime fan mentality.
Yeah, like, exactly. And then, like, but it's not actually good. Elfen Lied is, like, extremely boring story. Like, you basically get to see titty lady explode heads for the first, like, 2 episodes, and then you spend, like, the middle chunk of it faffing about nothing, and then titty lady explode heads in the end again. Like, it's so fucking boring that, like, it's just... Anyway, point of the story is, no, Higurashi would have not succeeded in current date, or it would have just been popular, but, like, or it would have just been another, like, I don't know, Promise Neverland or something. Like, there's a lot of anime these days.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of gore anime that came out recently that wasn't Go.
I mean, I'm actually trying to think of, like, gore anime right now that are come out, like, in the modern time. Like, I can't even necessarily think about that many. And I have seen all of the weird animes on this list. I've seen High School of the Dead. And I don't even know why it's on this list, because I would say that's more ecchi, or not more ecchi, it's more hentai than it's actually gore, but I guess it's both equally that. Yeah, Parasite? Parasite is the only modern one, only modern gore I can think about. Or, like, maybe Dead Man Wonderland?
You have stuff like Goblin Slayer.
Goblin Slayer? Is that really gory? I didn't watch it. Is it gory?
Yeah, it's like gory for the sake of gory, so I would say it's exactly what we're talking about.
I mean, I remember there was a rape scene in it.
Is there?
Like, that's what I've heard about it. That's what I heard about it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's the first episode is that.
But I do at least like the people who sang the opening.
Oh, the opening is very
That's the
good.
only thing that...
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say, like, one day maybe we can talk about rape in anime, but, like, it's just, or we don't have to ever talk about it, but it will never fucking make me want to watch Devilman Crybaby, because, like, it's just so fucking weird, and I hate everything about it, and I know, even if it's good, I just can't sit through it, like, it's just very uncomfortable for me to watch.
All right. Anyways, back to Whytanagashi.
Well, exactly. I mean, I think this might... Okay, conclusion on that whole conversation about anime in the 2010s. Higurashi anime being this successful has a lot to do with our society than to do with how good Deen anime is.
Yes.
Yeah,
We live in a society.
we do.
Back to Whytanagashi. Can we just talk about the stuff that they cut out of the first half that makes me mad? Like, the fact that they fucking literally cut out the whole game tournament entirely.
Yeah, it was so interesting. At least Go tried to do something more with it, but it also wasn't that much.
Yeah, but they fully just cut it out and just put it in... They just used only one game from it. They just used the game that Rena played.
Yeah, and made the whole fucking group play it. Like, it looks so boring. Would you be entertained playing that?
No.
It's so fucking dumb. Who would turn up to that?
And they didn't even really change anything about that scene. And they fully got rid of the tournament idea. So basically, Mion and Keiichi just tie, and that's kind of it. They never go back to it.
Yeah.
And then my favorite part is that they cut out Keiichi's dad completely and just have Keiichi just go to Angel Mort alone, like a fucking weirdo.
True. We never get get to see how
I mean,
fucking
I think
bad his father is.
I think that's actually a good thing. I mean, I read the manga of that
I
scene.
think it's fine, but...
Yeah.
I think it's fine, but
It's
like I just find it funny that Keiichi just goes to Angel Mort alone, unprompted, because he just says, "Oh, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go get something to eat," and just goes to Angel Mort.
That's okay. Yeah, I don't know about that. I thought that doesn't he show up there because he was trying to stalk or trying to follow? No.
No.
That's funny.
That was wrong.
That was wrong.
What?
I guess.
What was I wrong about?
You said that he was stalking Mion.
Oh, okay. Yes, I was wrong. I didn't say he was stalking Mion. I said he wanted to see where Mion worked. But okay, I was wrong. Mushroom, while we're still talking about Keiichi's father, I don't know if they touch upon his father again in the anime, but... So I wanted to ask you, do you know what Keiichi's father's profession is?
Fashion designer.
What?
No, artist. He's a sculptor.
He's a painter. He's a landscape painter.
Yeah, he's a yeah. That's the whole reason. Yeah, I remember he works in the arts, either a sculpting person or a painter. That's it. I don't remember how I retained that information.
It's important to Matsuda Bayashi, kinda.
Wait. Okay, maybe I'm the one who's reading too much into this, because I was asking you that because his father never goes to Angel Mort. Because my interpretation of his profession is that he draws hentai. Because
no, that was something Simon joked about.
No, it's not, Horsecam. There's even a scene in the VN where do you remember when Keiichi's at home and then his father has a lot of other people from his work at home as well having a party, and then they talk about how his father has to look at the Angel Mort costumes for inspiration, and so like it is very heavily implied that he draws hentai, and that's why he needs to look at those kinds of outfits.
Really?
I mean,
really?
I may have interpreted it wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's heavily implied he draws
really
Maybe it's not hentai, but at least something erotic, you know?
I mean, that would be pretty funny if you're true, but I'm just gonna keep saying really until we get a real answer.
Because, like, why do you think Keiichi is not allowed to go into his office?
I don't know.
Because, like, that's not in the anime, but Keiichi is prohibited into going into his office.
Oh yeah, it's in the wiki. It just says he works as an artist, seemingly very fond of young girls.
See?
Oh yeah, okay. Des, I think you're right. Yeah, looking at it, it's like he says, it notes it's a big no-no to take off socks, glasses, and uniform whenever you participate.
Yeah, see, that's the kind of shit they talk about on the party.
Hey, but he's also kind of hot. Like, fucking, his picture on the wiki, like, he's kind of hot. Like, cause seeing him comparative to, like, freaking how Go shows him, look, it's like, oh, wow.
Oh, okay. That's kind of interesting. I mean, that's a really cool detail that he's like hentai man. Or I don't know. He writes dojing like
he's Mr. Hentai himself.
And this is why Keiichi is so horny.
Actually, honestly, like follow like some man.
All right. Well, yeah. This is gonna be a nitpick on the dub. I don't know.
Who watched the dub? Did you watch the dub?
Yes, I did. They pronounce Mion and Shion wrong. Well, I don't know if they pronounce it wrong, but they pronounce it really weird. They pronounce it Mion and Shion.
Oh,
well, that's them trying to mimic the Japanese way.
I guess
like they're trying to say Mion and Shion.
Maybe I'm just too Western.
I appreciate it.
No, but like Mion and I mean, I don't know. I think like depends on how it is like you're said in a conversation. I feel like to purposely sound more like Japanese actually make like it harder to pronounce. Like Mion and Shion just makes it like the noise just makes it so
French
difficult.
dub.
Is there a French dub?
I don't know, but that sounded French.
Oh yeah, the curry competition was skipped.
True.
Yeah, because that was the reason why Mion went to go give food to Keiichi. Because fucking she ruined his food. But like instead Keiichi just said, I'm hungry after going home.
At least they mended the fact that they were cutting out an important part. Unlike the fucking ball scene.
That means, oh yeah, that means Chie hasn't shown up in the anime yet.
Yeah, she has showed up. She just hasn't had that big of a role yet.
The bento box that they got, that Mion brought to Keiichi, was not brought back to Mion like in the original. Instead, it was brought to Shion, which kind of was weird to me. I personally, I am fine with it because it's better.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why did I write in my notes, everything's better with Rena? What the fuck is wrong with me? Like, I wrote in quotation marks. I was like, oh, because in the original, Rena's like because Keiichi brings it back to Mion, and Rena's like, oh, what's this? And Rena was like very excited about it, and I was like, oh, that was a really cute scene. Yeah. And then just because they brought it back to Shion, we missed the cute scene with Rena.
I mean, on another random note, I know we talked about animation style and shit. What did you wish the Higurashi anime would look like? If you could think of an anime comparison.
Oh, I like how it looks.
Go?
Is that your decision?
I think Go is fine, though.
Des, do you think it's good as it is?
Yeah, I like how it is. I just wish maybe just the direction they go with some expressions, but like the art direction in general, I like it.
Okay.
I don't mind the disproportionate bodies every now and again.
So okay, yeah. There's just one more difference that I wrote. That Keiichi is really freaking direct with Shion about calling her out that she's supposed to be Mion, and it was like, and then he immediately gets proven wrong. Or like in the VN, like he just assumes that Shion is Mion instead of just actively calling her out. We're like, you're not Shion, you're Mion. You're pretending to be someone else.
You're a fake and a fraud.
And then immediately they run into Mion, and well, they don't even buy a doll. The doll doesn't even appear.
That is true. They do buy a doll in Vienna, and that's how Keiichi has the doll.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, you gave it to Shion.
You're right. Yes, he does. Yeah. I had forgot because like,
Why is Des literally having like a stroke on video, like on VC
it's
right
like,
now?
do you not know this? Maybe you should reread the VN and watch the anime as well as you're doing that.
Where do I have time to do that? Horse again. No, it's just like, because like I remember there was a reason I really fucking hated Shion.
Just go reread your notes.
But I don't have notes when I was reading Higurashi.
Just go read just go read an archive. I promise you it will be faster than reading whatever it is. It's the same idea.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like, I read my notes at the VN sometimes. Yeah, I wanted to talk about the ending and how, like, fucking... Because I don't know about you, Des, because you read the VN, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I know you read the VN. I always thought the ending of the VN where Mion stabs Keiichi. I always thought Keiichi stabbed himself instead of someone else stabbing him. Because at the same time, wasn't it said that Shion jumped off, killed herself?
Yeah, but that's after she killed Keiichi.
Is it?
Yeah, because her foot slipped.
I never, like, the VN never really told the specifics of that. I always thought Keiichi just delusioned that he saw Mion and then fucking went outside, stabbed himself, and said it was Mion.
I'm pretty sure it did. Because you even have... Then Shion goes back to her apartment. She's like, yes, I killed everyone I wanted to. Now I will go back to my apartment. Oh no, my foot slipped. Why is the ground coming so fast at me? Oh no, I think I'm falling to the ground. Well, I died.
I actually always was confused of that scene. Like, I don't necessarily know how... The timeline doesn't really line up. Because doesn't in the end of Kai, somebody still shows up into Keiichi's room? Or did he also hallucinate that?
He hallucinated the actual ending where Keiichi just has a heart attack and die. That is an illusion. That is definitely an illusion.
Okay.
Where he sees Mion just standing over him, he literally just has a heart attack and die.
Oh, okay, cool.
That CG was so fucking creepy. Oh my fucking...
That scene is really good in the end.
Okay, I don't have many more notes, so I wanted to say that Rena says she doesn't know Shion in Whytanagashi. Does anyone remember if... Okay, Horsecam, do you remember if she also says that in the original? Because it makes no sense. Because they have met in the past.
Rena hasn't actually met Shion. Like, as a separate person, as a separate identity, as opposed to Mion. Like...
She
doesn't know that they're two She knows that they're two separate people, but she hasn't met a Shion officially.
That is true. Yes. Because when they meet is when they swap places because Shion wants to meet with Satoshi.
Yeah, and that's
very true.
Shion literally fucking murders Satoko.
Yeah. So going through my notes, the only thing I wanted to mention is something I already have, how Mion is so caring when she shouldn't be. She shouldn't be comfortable being caring about Keiichi, which is, just the anime butchering characters. Oh yeah, just like Keiichi accepting the torture makes no sense in the anime, once again, because we don't see how regretful he feels about everything he has done. Because in the end, he accepts it because he's like, I've done you very bad things, Mion, so, I accept this torture. Which is kind of weird, summarized like this, but in context, it makes total sense. In the anime, it doesn't. Yeah, and that is all. The only last thing I wanted to ask is if you guys have any idea why they decided to only give Keiichi a doll instead of giving everyone but Mion a doll. Like, why do you think they changed that?
Keiichi's a fanboy. Because of the way of the arc of how the event played out, because it wasn't a game tournament where where he was just handing out prizes to the winners. Keiichi and Mion just tied, so only Keiichi got a prize, and Mion doesn't get a prize because she works there.
That makes sense. Thank you for your explanation, Horsecam. Anything else you'd like to mention?
I like to mention. I want to ask if we could we can talk about Umineko spoilers. Yeah.
Yes.
Fine by me.
Okay.
Umineko spoilers. Woo!
Yep, we're gonna get into Umineko spoilers. So that's the end of the Higurashi part of this specific episode. So if you haven't read Umineko, we highly recommend you log the fuck off because it's a very good story and you do not want it spoiled for you.
Go read it right now. Read all 170 hours of it. Go. Right now. Yeah. Come back. Immediately. You have 170 hours starting now.
We hope you enjoyed the episode and Umineko spoilers now.
Hope you enjoyed your 170-hour journey. Welcome back.
Okay.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about Umineko spoilers because I talked to this other person on another Discord who is reading Higurashi right now, who was a Umineko person first, and they cropped extremely interesting things up throughout their reading journey, and how they were like, oh, like this is like how I was thinking about Higurashi and how he like could see like Ryukishi bring up points that were brought up in Higurashi that was more fleshed out in Umineko. One of the things I actually wanted to mention is that I find the whole Shion and Mion twist extremely interesting, because that basically becomes a precursor of all the fucking different Beatrices that he will eventually use. In Higurashi, it is like, oh, Mion uses Shion's name and Shion uses Mion's name, so in a way Mion and Shion is interchangeable. In Umineko is like everybody literally has the same name, but they're all different people, and then one person has 4 different names, so they can also all be referred by that, like by a specific thing. So and I think that's like incredibly hilarious and just like well done as a concept, like, and also like I think the whole concept of like something very small that could hurt a person extremely could hurt a person a lot, like the whole concept of Whytanagashi, which is that like a little doll could have like basically snowballed into a huge event about not only about Mion but about Shion's Dao, and like how she wants revenge and how she's jealous of things that she doesn't get to have. It's like the surface level is like Mion is jealous that Rena got a doll, like, but the deep level is Shion realized that like her sister might have all the things that she wanted, and then she doesn't even get to fucking have that with like Satoshi, and like how that's fucked up for her. Like that's the bigger thing, and that's basically Umineko. And then like it basically gets like majorly blown up in like Umineko, basically. Like it's about the pony that was never to be. So yeah.
Yeah, now that you mention it, Whytanagashi does feel like a prototype for Umineko, like a proof of concept.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm gonna call it a theory because it's never been confirmed, but it's very heavily implied that Higurashi is a story in the world of Umineko, right? But so like, I got spoiled the other way around. Not spoiled, like falsely spoiled. So I thought I had been spoiled that Umineko was a story in Higurashi. And so when I started reading Higurashi and I started seeing these parallels, I was like, is Mion Beato? I thought Mion was Beato. Mion had written Umineko and had made Beato her self-insert.
What?
Yeah, and that was my theory.
That makes 0 sense.
No, it's... Okay, think about it. Mion is all about board games, right? Who's another character that's always talking in game board analogies? Beato.
Kyrie.
No, Kyrie. She's Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie.
That is true. Kyrie is also... Yeah, and then you have Rena, who's like, but then you have Maria, who is also kind of like that, and so I was like, oh, so Mion wanted to have a self-insert for her friend, and so wrote Maria for Rena, and then Batora is kind of like Keiichi, so there's Keiichi there, and then I started looking for self-inserts in everyone, and it was a very snowballed wrong theory that I had for some time.
Maybe that's why you think Mion and Keiichi should be together.
What? No, I think the opposite. What the fuck? I'm a Keiichi and Rena fan, not a Mion.
Exactly. Wrong. How wrong could you be, Des? I find it really charming to find like hints of Umineko in Higurashi. Like to go back and be like, oh, this is where he came up with that concept, or like, isn't in a way hallucinations or just some sort of magic, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. Like, what do you think, Horsecam?
Yeah, I think that theory is kind of weird.
I mean, I don't agree
with that. Yeah, it is very
theory.
stupid.
That's the whole point.
I know it is very stupid.
It feels like something I would read on TV tropes.
Well, shut up, Horsecam. How dare you hate on TV tropes like this? Are you a TV tropes hater, Horsecam?
Like, I saw on TV tropes on freaking Umineko that freaking the story of Umineko is a RPG inside of Higurashi.
Wait,
and that
really?
it was literally
Who
just
wrote
the fucking
that?
cast of Higurashi playing
serious?
a fucking VR RPG.
No, who wrote?
Yeah.
Is that in the is that in Head Scratcher? Like which part of TV? I mean, I think the Umineko analysis TV trope is really good. Like, okay, just on a really random note, whenever I go visit mainland China, every single website is like blocked, so you can't go on YouTube, you can't go on Twitter, you can't go on Gmail, like, I don't know, anything. You literally can't enjoy. You can't even go on Pinterest. But the two websites that I use a lot that's not blocked is AO3 and TV tropes. So like, whenever I'm in China and I don't necessarily want to like basically like use a VPN, I just read TV tropes. So like, I have fond memories of reading the analysis page and like the character page. I think like, is it like, did you write it? Is it in head scratcher? People write really weird shit in head scratchers that I get really mad about.
I found the theory.
Where is it? Where is it? Is it on head scratcher or is it on
It's on WMG, which
oh,
I think
your mile. Wait, no, WMG. What does WMG mean?
it's like weird. Hold on. It has a meaning.
I know because I know your mile may vary, which is the one that I use. Is it in silly and just fun theories?
Yes.
Oh no.
Wild mass guessing. That's what it's called.
Oh, wild mass guessing. Okay. Genji is a genie. Jesus Christ. Oh. Umineko equals Code Geass. Oh my
Yeah.
God. One of or more character has the death note. Oh yeah. Oh my god.
All right. I think we were done anyway.
We're done everything.
We have reached the end of this episode after the little Umineko segment at the end. So we're assuming the only people here are people who have read Umineko. If you're still here and you have not read Umineko, I fucking despise you, fucking hate you. I hope you burn in hell.
We haven't spoiled the culprit, by the way. The culprit is Horsecam. It's I am the culprit in Umineko.
Yeah, actually, we did a pretty good job. We didn't spoil that much of Umineko. What does it even mean to have 50 fucking Beatrices? Like, what does that mean? Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. Okay.
It means you have bad gacha luck and you have gotten the same character over and over again.
Yes, you just keep like trying to get your like you keep trying to pull new characters, but it's just Beatrice over and over again.
Fuck, I wanted Beach Butler, not another battle.
Imagine having a Umineko gacha game. I would fucking lose my mind.
Yo, Butler on a horse. Butler on a horse.
That's what I hope they do that in Higurashi May. I hope Higurashi May starts adding Umineko characters.
Yes, it would be really cute.
That'd be fucking great.
I want to just have like a really simple like chess puzzle game, but then you get like you pull really hot like Umineko art characters and you play them as characters and you're a stupid.
Is there like a is there like a chess like an Umineko like chessboard?
Yeah, there is. Like design? Yeah, I seen it online.
Not the design like with the Umineko characters. You know, like how some like the themed chessboards have like characters be like the king, the queen.
Yeah. There is. I'll show you. They're really well done, and I want them. The point of the story is like, goddamn, goddamnity damn.
So thank you for watching the episode. We hope you enjoyed it and that you stick around for the next Deen episodes. Next time we're gonna be covering not Deen episodes, Deen Log episodes. Next episode we're gonna be covering Tatari Goroshi and Himatsubushi. So I hope you're looking forward to that.
Yeah, episodes 9 through I think that's 13.
I don't think anyone cares honestly about
13 or 14. Yeah, who cares? Go watch it. We'll be back sometime soon.
Hopefully.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye bye. Read Umineko if you haven't.